Hello and welcome to the Justice for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 4, A New Hope. In this episode, JFG Ash doesn't know anything. Sony make a big mistake. GTA Heists is still fucking awesome. And JFG Alex doesn't like Telltale games. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And if not, send us some questions.
Hello and welcome to the 4th Justice for Gamers podcast. I'm joined here by my good friend Ash.
Hello.
And how are you? How are you, buddy?
Once again, I am good.
Excellent news, and that's as far as we'll take it.
Yeah, we're not going any further this time.
Yeah, I'm all right. There's been all sorts of interesting stuff this week, and
I literally haven't read anything this week, so I'm coming into this with no idea what's going on.
Okay, well that's cool. I've been pretty on it this week, so hopefully it'll be all good.
I'm excited to learn about the news.
that's exactly the way it should be. Yep, yeah, definitely.
I'm very excited right now.
Cool. Well, yeah, there's lots to talk about. There's, well, I suppose we talk about our latest articles first that we that have gone up since the last podcast.
Yeah, I wrote something.
Yeah, you did. You were all about writing stuff.
I did. Have I? What else have I written since last week? I can only think of one.
Yeah, just the one.
No, that'll do though. That will do.
Buddy. Quality over quantity, innit?
Yeah. So last week in the podcast, I was talking about Ori and the Blind Forest. Don't really think I did it that much justice when I listened back to it. I was like, yeah, that's very, very nice. Said that quite a few times. So I thought I'd better, write something a bit more substantial about it. So I'm not going to talk about it this week, but if you want to know more about that game, go and check out the article. It's on our website.
I think it was good that you did that, because I think one of the reasons that you kind of struggled to get across like your love for it was because I couldn't really get involved in the conversation, because I've seen like 2 minutes of it on YouTube. I haven't got a platform I can play it on, so it was hard. You just had to basically just sit there and
describe it. And in that situation where I was just trying to describe the game, I was like, what bit do I describe first? It's like a game you play,
right, with
a keyboard or a controller, and that's kind of where I was going with it. And I was like, it's not doing it justice. You need to elaborate a bit more on it. So yeah, check it out. It's possibly a good read. I liked it. I enjoyed writing it anyway. And also there's a link to the SoundCloud in there for the music itself, which is really
brilliant music. Really lovely music.
Really cool.
I kind of felt the same actually about one of the games that I talked about last week. Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah.
But I've played a shitload of that this week, so I'm going to talk about it again, and that's how I'll remedy the situation. Nice. But so that went up. And also I did a little write-up of our experiences on GTA Heists, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that again this week, because we've been playing the balls off of that thing.
Yes.
But yeah, that was kind of an article just about our first experiences with the game and how much we loved it. We're just basically wanking over it. That's kind of what we're doing, and we will continue to do so. Yeah,
I'm going to wank all over that game continuously.
Yeah, I'm going to watch.
I'll get the PlayStation camera out so you can see it, mate.
Yeah. When are they going to put that in, like video chat and stuff? I'm not saying for this, not for this purpose.
That's a bit random, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in general, I would have kind of thought, I've got a camera. I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't buy one, but I'm surprised we can't video chat.
Microsoft have got like Skype, and they've always done like video chat and stuff like that.
You could do it on the 360, couldn't you, at launch with the light vision camera?
Yeah, that's true. That thing was dog shit. That was
It
terrible.
was- it
Not saying the
wasn't
Kinect
great.
was much better, but it was a bit better. But yeah, I used to use the Kinect because obviously, like, I had it on top of my telly, so I'd Skype with my mum and dad that live, like, you know, the other end of the country, and yeah, so they could see their grandkids every like week or so. Don't do that anymore because obviously I haven't got a camera for me for the PS4. But yeah, that would be
I
cool.
liked the
if,
little
like,
touches though, man. Like when we were playing like Bomberman on Xbox Live Arcade, and you could have
yeah, and
like,
it would
your
take the
face
picture
there.
at the end or something.
Was it Burnout that did that as well? Where you,
I think so,
if you beat
yeah.
someone's challenge, then you could pull a face and it sent a photo to them. I liked
Yeah.
little touches like that.
Yeah, you see, I didn't pull faces. I drew like pictures of dicks and then cropped it in front of the camera.
Of course
And then
you
I'd
did.
like write your name on it or something, or like draw a picture of your face with a dick coming out of it. You know, standard
Textbook.
stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, the other article that we had go up this week, and by this week I mean it's gone up this week. It's actually just gone up right now in our world, the world of Thursday, when we're recording this. But for you, it
Thursday.
will have been up for a few days. And it's a little thing I did about big budget games not really appealing to me anymore. Mainly because I'm getting old and jaded. And
I don't know. I don't think it. I understand, like, it's about being older and wiser. I think that's more of a term that needs to
I
be
hope
said.
Wiser comes into it, yeah.
Because I think now we're just like a bit more savvy about buying games. We're not going to just jump in and be like, oh yeah, get on the hype wagon and everything.
Yeah, man, we don't get excited about the gimmicks and stuff anymore, I don't think. I think we're kind of seen it all before, and
Yeah.
it's a whole sort of believe it when we see it attitude, which kind of makes it difficult to get too excited about stuff until you've actually seen it or seen it
Yeah.
reviewed or played it.
You see, that happened with Hardline for me, didn't it? And I was like, I got a little bit caught up in it in that, like, the final couple of weeks before it was coming out. But I saw the errors of my ways and was like, no, cancel that.
Yeah.
No pre-ordering.
And-
And I'm glad I didn't.
And The Division is the other one, of course.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like, you know, that is the sort of game that I would normally be getting absolutely, like, ridiculously excited for. But I'm a bit older and a bit wiser, and yeah, I always hope it's brilliant, but we shall see, I suppose.
I think I'm going to get very excited for that round about the time it comes out, which is whenever it is. But at the moment,
when is
it's just, I don't know. Like, when it was first announced, I was like so excited for that game. It looked
Same.
the shit, like fucking those bullet holes and being able to shut the car door. That was the moment, wasn't it? He was walking along, crab-towning along next to that car, and he just shuts the door, and you're like, oh my god. Next gen.
Yeah. It's the way that the bullets
Sweet.
went through the windshield, and they actually went through the windshield, and there were actually holes left where that bullet went through the windshield and stuff like that, which, yeah, I should probably not get excited for. But,
Yeah, and that's the problem.
you know.
When it was first announced, we're saying, like, yeah, we were very excited about it. It looked the shit. It was right down our alley, like co-op, shooty, like team-based stuff. But then as time's gone on, like, well, Ubisoft have like shot themselves in the foot so many times this year. And yeah, we're just like, we're very cautious about this game now, so that's where that's gone. But I think like the age thing is just being wiser. We're like, I remember being young and just going to like HMV or whatever, like when it was like PS1 or something, and they'd always have like 3 for like £10 or 3 for 20 quid or something like that. Oh, I'd just like be like, yeah, I'll just pick up any old shit. Just like literally just be like, yeah, I'll have them 3. Like, I kind of miss that, but I don't, because then I haven't got like 3 really shit games I've got to play. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been replaced for me by like indie digital games now. Like that's my sort of taking a punt on something. It might
Yeah,
be good.
that's
it
a
might be
really
shit.
good way of looking at it, actually, buddy. That's really good. I like that.
Like, PS Plus has kind of helped out on that front, but stuff like Thomas Was Alone, I just took a punt on, and there's quite a few games on the store that I've been thinking about for some time, like Awesome Noughts and Minutes and stuff. And I probably will end up buying them because they just keep going down more and more in price. And some of these games get below the price of a pint, and you're thinking, well, why would I not take a punt on this? Even if I got an hour's enjoyment out of it, I've kind of more than broke even. So
that's pretty much what we did with Worms, didn't it? Like, we were like,
yeah.
Well, we didn't want to spend, like, what was it, 18 quid or something on it when it was done, because, it's just Worms again, How many times have we bought this game?
Yeah, you know what it is, don't you, when you buy it? But
exactly.
That doesn't mean it's not great.
Well, it was on sale for like $5.99, and we were like, that's like 2 pints or whatever.
Exactly.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good seeing the world in pints. I think that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, pints and packets of fags, that's what it's always been for me for the last few years.
It's a classic way.
So I suppose we should talk about the latest Fonz of Phoenix.
Yep. Love me a bit of Fonz of Phoenix. I see you've got 3 new ones on here.
I love this, how every week you talk about Fonz of Phoenix as if it is absolutely not your website.
Yeah.
You're just like, I see you've...
Technically, I did suggest the first of the 3,
You did.
I didn't write it.
Yeah, you absolutely did.
I don't write this shit.
No, it's no mystery to our listeners that it's quite clear that I take care of Fonz of Phoenix, but that's
Indeed.
fine.
That's fine.
And so, yes, you did actually, to be fair, you did find the first
right.
Phoenix this week.
Did.
The only Phoenix of the week, which is... It was originally going to be a news story, but we've moved it to Fonz of Phoenix because I am really surprised by this. I'm genuinely shocked by this.
It's amazing. Like, Imagine if this became a common thing.
I don't want to. I really don't want to. Okay, I'll put you out your misery, everyone. Sony are turning off the MLB 14 The Show servers. They've just announced it. It's...
Is it June, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 14, 15 months, something like that.
Yeah.
The game will have been out when they turned the servers off. Now, we bought this game. We played this game, and
fucking
we like a bit of baseball.
Game.
Yes, it's a great game. It was always a bit ropey online, but that doesn't mean you should take it away. But this is a worrying trend.
Imagine if they did this for like Call of Duty, and FIFA's pretty much dog shit when the new one comes out anyway, isn't it? I mean, we played a bit of, was it 14?
They leave it on though, people migrate, but they don't take the servers away.
No,
and
exactly.
This is a first-party game. This is a Sony game. It's San Diego Studios. This is a Sony. This is a first-party game. They are few and far between first-party games, and they're taking the servers away barely a year after the games come out, and it's no surprise that the new one comes out about 3 weeks before they're turning them off. It's shocking, genuinely shocking. And it's a disgrace. I really feel that, and it just serves to sort of reinforce, and we've got this on the Fonz of Phoenix page, the fact that you are licensing games now. You're not buying a game, you're licensing it for as long as they are willing to support it.
Yeah, you're paying your 50 quid, 40 quid, whatever you manage to get a deal for. And a heavy aspect of all of these games now is online. I mean, GTA, the online aspect of that is massive. Imagine a year after launch they were just yeah, no, we've got another one coming out in a couple of months. We're going to turn these ones off. So fuck you. How about them apples? Do you like them? Yeah.
I was making the Photoshop image for Fonz of Phoenix today, and you'll see when you go onto the website that I settled on just a Joaquin Phoenix, a picture of the game, and the Sony logo. But originally, the Sony logo had originally written above it was. You bought this game, did you? And then underneath, fuck you, buy the new one. But I thought that was a bit strong. I wasn't sure where we stood in terms of libel and slander there, so I decided to remove it. But honestly, that's how it feels to me. Like, you're licensing games now. People complained PlayStation 3 owners complained when PS Plus, when it went subscription only for all multiplayer in a sort of Xbox Live vein. It feels to me like now we're licensing franchises. If you want to play a football game each year, you're paying £50 a year to EA Sports for FIFA, or you're paying £50 a year to SCE for MLB. It's just
exactly.
It doesn't feel like you're owning anything anymore.
The thing that really worried me, I think I read this on Polygon, the first place that I read it, and in the comments below, obviously, first few were like, "Fucking, this is slander," because it is. But then there's people backing it up. I'm like, how could you back this up? And they're like, well, you've still got single player. Well, technically, by law, they are allowed to do it. But it's a massive shitbag move. And like, these people were just like, yeah, well, the new one comes out. I'm like, yeah, but I only buy a baseball game like once every 3-4 years, if that. The last one was the Bigs 2.
If you're a casual baseball fan, then you're not going to, we're big football fans, and for that reason, it stands to reason that we might, buy an annual franchise in terms of football games. But baseball, I like baseball, but I'm not massively into it. I don't watch it weekly or daily or whatever. No. So I'm not going to want to keep
the World Series
repeatedly upgrading and refreshing. I don't know. It's
all I can say is
really
thank fuck for
awful. 60
frames per second share play, buddy, because at least we can still do that. But
absolutely.
if we couldn't do that, fuck me. I don't know. I'd just fucking delete the game. Just that's like £40, just gone.
I just think it's such a strange move. It's such a weird thing to do. You leave it another 10 months and no one says a word. No. And I just think it's weird. Really weird move. We'll move on from it. We don't want to be too negative this week.
Boo.
But really disappointing. Boo. And absolute Joaquin Phoenix right there.
Boo.
Now let's get positive.
Alright, what's this shit then?
Right, so Kickstarter is adding spotlight pages. Do you know anything about this?
No. Is it like Spotify?
So at the moment, no, it's not like Spotify.
Is it like green lighting?
No. Well, I don't know.
Is it like a red light?
It's it's like Red Tube, mate.
I'm all over it. Sign me up.
You love it. Right, so basically this is when a Kickstarter campaign goes live and it runs for a specific amount of time, and at the end of that amount of time, it is either backed or it isn't. Now, if it's backed, and it successfully reaches its goal, and it's funded, that's cool. And then nothing until the product comes out, or this or that or whatever. And if you funded that project, then you can go on to Kickstarter, and it's just sitting there as it was the day the campaign ended, funded or not funded, without any updates or anything. So this is Kickstarter's idea of a sort of update page to kind of put a sort of tenable link between the backers and the funded project. So if you are successfully kickstarting something these days, then you will get your own sort of update page, a spotlight page with sort of your success story. You can populate it with whatever you want. It's a place for your backers to go. You can have
Is it
external links on
though?
there. I don't know. No. I don't know.
So there was nothing they could do on Kickstarter before this where they could just update everyone with what they were doing then? Is that what the big hoo-ha is about?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Obviously you would have your links on there already to websites, and stuff. On.
But actually on the Kickstarter website, there's going to be, or wherever it is, they're going to be able to update everyone that's funded, and they can see that in
Yeah, it's like a social media page. It's like a success page. So Kickstarter basically give you a success page to say, yeah, we've done it, and you can update. You can put whatever you want on there. It's only a small gesture, but I think it's quite nice. And as a backer, I would like to see that. So rather
have you
than
ever
just
actually
seeing,
backed something on Kickstarter?
I have, yeah. A couple of albums.
Fleshlights. Yeah.
Yeah, flashlights. Yeah. No, I backed an album on Kickstarter. I can't remember what one it was. There was another one. Is it Indiegogo? I backed a Saves the Day album on Indiegogo.
Okay.
And actually, about sort of a month or so ago, a good friend of mine and yours, Paul, we were house sitting for him while he was on holiday with his girlfriend, and in return he bought us tickets to a gig in Brighton to see Little Comets, and that was actually a crowdfunding thing.
Nice.
You paid a certain figure and you got a copy of the album and a ticket to a gig in your local area, and they played a load of sort of little secret gigs for.
Didn't you
backers.
say you said that? How did they you had to write the name of the song or something at the beginning?
It was really nice actually.
Sounds
when you went in,
mental. This.
Yeah, when you went in, there was a big old jar, and they gave you a bit of paper, and you wrote down a song request, and all of those went into this jar. And then they took out all the duplicates, and they had that on the stage with them, this jar. So they picked the set by pulling a song out of the jar, reading it off, and then playing it. And that's how they played the set. They played like 20 songs and picked them all out one by one. It was really cool. And so our final Fonz or Phoenix moment here. This is another Fonz. This is great news. PS4 and Xbox One sales combined have cleared 3 million in the UK. What do you think of that, Ash?
That's pretty impressive. Just for the UK?
That's just the UK, yeah. I think the figures are stacking up, and this is rough guesstimates that I've seen from a couple of different sites, is that the PS4 is hovering but somewhere just below the 20 million mark, and the Xbox One is somewhere between 10 and 15. So that's a lot. Pretty
There's
cool.
all the hoo-ha of like, oh yeah, consoles are dying out and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's the fastest selling couple of machines ever.
That's fine.
And yeah, this was a study done by Game, the high street retailer in the UK.
Yeah.
And they said that between November 2014 and January 2015, sales of software was up 118% year on year. And also, and I think this is quite good news, although some possibly won't think that, sales of last gen software has declined by 50%, which means that there's a massive
there's definitely a
attachment rate
progression there then, isn't there?
Yeah,
everyone's
totally.
moving on up.
And we've got some news stories this week where a few games have sort of been announced and confirmed to be on current gen only. I think that it's got to the stage now where it's become quite detrimental for new games announced to be on last gen as well. You worry about how that might stunt development. It looks like I think this E3 will be the last one with the sort of 360 and the PS3 stuff. So that should be good news for us, at least.
Yeah,
sorry if you haven't upgraded yet, but
yeah, unlucky. But I think you're right. I think when games are coming out like cross platform or cross gen, even not cross platform, it does stunt it. You're not going to get the best out of that game on your next gen console. And I think
they've got to spread themselves, haven't they? They've got to spread themselves across development for separate systems. It's just taking time away from
I know
what
that
you want.
Unity, when it came out, had lots and lots of issues, but that didn't come out on last gen, did it? Because they brought out Assassin's Creed like Rogue or something. Yeah,
it was a separate game, apparently a better game, actually.
Yeah, I know. But still, they did the thing of saying, yeah, Unity is next gen. I mean, that's quite a step in the right direction, if you ask me. I know there was loads of issues, but, the way they tackled that situation, pretty good.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. Yeah, it didn't go well for them in the end. They had some QA problems, but yeah, the precedent that they set it was a good one, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose we should move on to what we've been playing this week.
Games.
Gun there, man. What have you been playing?
Kids games. Lots of kids games. Yeah. For some reason this weekend, me and my son, we just played like probably about 12 hours over the past couple of days of just like different kids games. But the one that we played the most was Lego Marvel Superheroes. I think that's what it is, or how it's called. Just your standard Lego game, but obviously with superheroes from Marvel. I've just worded that in a different way to describe it. So there you go.
Works for me, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. I played a couple of Lego games back in the day. I think I played like the original like Lego Star Wars games, and I'm pretty sure I got Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. But I kind of played that with my son as well, but he was only about 2 at the time. But he really enjoyed watching it and like looking at pirates and things like that. It was cool. It was a nice little experience. But now, shit, yeah, boy, he's all about it. This kid, like, he's 4, nearly 5, and mate, you give him a controller, he's all over it. It's amazing. Like,
how long till he's doing us in on game night?
I know, right? I'm worried about that. He's going to get involved on game night at some point, and we're all going to be like, "Fuck you, go to bed." But seriously, like, it's really like I'm not like a proud parent or anything. It's like there's nothing to be proud about, but it just amazed me like how he's like picking it up because his hands can't really fit the controller, so he like uses his palm to on the analog stick and stuff like that. It's weird, and it's like very
MLG shit.
I know, right? Yeah, it's the next gen play, and like the only thing that he struggles on is like finding like the different puzzles to do and things like that. But like when you just like explain it, like, well, you've got to find like the shiny bits or the different coloured sections for whoever, then yeah, he's all about it. And yeah, it's been awesome. The game itself is, for me, I think it's probably one of the best Lego games I've played. The main thing that stands out is this, there's like a section where it's like open world, which is really weird because like,
wow, really?
Yeah, like I think it's like New York City as well. Like, I don't know. Probably not, but I think that's where it's meant to be. And so you do your normal missions and stuff, and like on most Lego games you'd go back to like a hub where you'd walk around and jump into a map or go through a door for the next stage. But on this, like you spawn back on the big ship, or the ship in the sky that the Shield have, and then you jump off and like you parachute down, which is like loads of fun, and then you're just in this like open Lego world. And I haven't really explored it a lot because it's like normally we just get down there and we like follow the icon to the next thing, but like you can jump in cars and like do all sorts of shenanigans and stuff like that. It seems really cool. I think that has like completely changed the game for me. Obviously, it would be better.
Quite a step forward for Lego games, that, isn't it?
I think so. I don't think there's anything that happens within that area apart from you're traveling to like the next level. There are like races and things though, like in Crackdown. Do you remember that? You had to go to a certain point and then
that game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you find like a circle, stand in the circle, and the race would start or something like that. There's stuff like that in there. I haven't really explored it because obviously, like, I'm not playing this on my own. My son's got a shorter attention span than me, not by much, but he just wants to crack on and see what happens next. But yeah, it's a really fun game. Like, even if you're playing it on your own, because like, to be honest, like, I'd say a third of the time, like he was playing on his own, and I was just like guiding him, which was really cool. So like he'd just be pottering about, and he's like, I'll just leave him to it, and then he'd be like, oh, I'm stuck, and I'm like, oh yeah, just do this, this, and this, and he's like, oh, all right then, I'll do that. But yeah, all the game dynamics are cool. Like all the characters, you know, it's got all the like the licensed Marvel stuff in there, so people love that, and you know, yeah, it's a really cool game. It just doesn't have online, which is dumb.
Yeah,
in my
I've
book.
never really understood that.
No, like, I mean, if Lego games had, I mean, yeah, they're share play now, but if they had like online co-op, like I don't see why that'd be awesome. I think we talked about like one of the Lego Indiana Jones games like back in the day. We were like, yeah, we get this because it's got online co-op, and I think I bought it, and it was like, yeah, mate, don't buy it. It hasn't got online co-op. We're like, I took it back the next day.
I can only think that they are literally just money saving is the reason why they don't put it in.
Yeah, probably.
It seems so obvious to me, but they just, you know, gear it towards kids, have it local, have it for families, and save the money on the online element. That's all I can think. But yeah, as you say, share play, you know, I'll do that with you.
Cheers, buddy.
That sounds fun.
Thanks, yeah. But yeah, Lego Marvel Superheroes. Fun if you're playing it with kids. Sweet.
And also the Lego Toys to Life thing. It's got a name now. A working title at least. Lego Dimensions.
Dementia.
No. Lego Dimensions.
Okay.
Not Dementia. That would be a controversial title for anything. But we don't know anything more about it than that. But
cool.
Yeah.
Other games I have played. Obviously GTA Heists. I think we'll talk about that together later.
Again, because we love it.
Yeah. And Worms, because we bought Worms. What's it? Battleground? I don't know.
Battlegrounds.
Yeah,
that's right.
Nailed it, mate. Nailed it.
$5.99.
Yeah. I played like the introduction tutorial because you have to get to the menu, and then apart from that, I've just played it online with you. Yeah, it's really fun. Classic Worms. Can't go wrong. I found it weird that you could double jump forwards, you know, when you double tap with the jump and you can go forwards. I thought that was always like a backwards thing. Is that
Mate, that could have been in Worms games for the last 7 years and we wouldn't know. The last one I played was Armageddon.
Yeah,
so,
the best. But yeah, that
but yeah, no,
threw
I
me
found it strange as well. It's Worms, innit? I mean, it was more to say. I don't know hardly any of the weapons anymore because they've all got different icons, but they're all the same. I've been playing this loads in the middle of the night when no one's online on my own against AI.
Well
the
done.
last like 3 nights in a row where I'd normally be trialsing, I've been
This is your
playing
new trials.
Worms against the computer. I don't know why, but I have. It's fun, man. It's a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Worms. As you say, it's Worms.
It's worth $5.99. I mean,
It
just
is
to have
well
it there in
worth
the background
$5.99.
and you just play a game every, like, I don't know, even if you just do it once a month, it's worth it for $5.99, mate.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. I mean, I tried to look at a few other games. I played a bit more Ori, but like I said, I wrote the article about that, so I'm not going to talk about that. I downloaded the demo for Life is Strange, but I haven't really got around to playing it, so maybe this week, but probably not because it looks a bit ballsy. Yeah. No, GTA.
I need to give that a go. I quite like the look of that.
I think so. I like the idea behind it. It's like, you know, it's going to be like another episodic one, but it's not done by Telltale, so I probably like it more.
On time. Like I must confess, actually we've got a question about Telltale at the end, so I won't dwell on this, but I do get a bit sick of people saying what a fucking brilliant job Telltale do of episodic gaming when you never know when the next episode's coming out. It's basically when we're done with it. Like Life is Strange, that thing's coming out on a regular basis. It's got a timetable to it. Same with the new Resi episodic games. They're coming out weekly. Don't make episodic games if they're going to come out completely randomly throughout the year, because that's not how episodes work. So
Well,
yeah,
I bought the Back to the Future one on PS3, I think.
that was Telltale, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Telltale.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't know when the next one was coming out, but then halfway through it, I think it was like after the third episode, the whole fucking PlayStation hack thing went boom. So PlayStation Network was down for like a month or so on, and I was just like, fuck's sake, I bought this season pass for this game, an episodic game, and it's just not coming out because I can't. There's no PlayStation Network. This is shit.
That sucks, man. That's not what you wanted to.
I wasn't happy. What about you, buddy? What have you been playing then? Obviously, Worms.
Okay. I've been playing Worms with you, and that was really fun, and also not with you, against the AI for some reason. I've been doing that with Trials as well, playing Trials. I got my PES achievement for winning the World Cup in my Master League, so I'm one trophy away from the Platinum on that now.
What's the last one you got to get?
The Asian Player of the Year.
You got to be Asian for a year. That's a tough call.
It's the only remaining trophy, and I will get there. I will get there eventually. But enough of that. I feel kind of the same way. You know what you're saying with Ori and the Blind Forest. You felt like you didn't do it justice last week.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same about Thomas Was Alone, and I feel like I can talk about it again this week because I completed it this week.
Nice.
And got all the trophies, which was really easy to get all the trophies. There's no platinum for it, but
I'll do that.
It's literally complete the game, and each chapter, which is 10 levels per chapter, there's 2 little pickups to find, and that's literally it, which was quite refreshing actually. But
Simple.
What I didn't mention at all last week, because I'm a fucking idiot, is that all of the shapes that you're controlling in Thomas Was Alone have names, and the narrator, Danny Wallace, talks as if you're inside their head. He narrates these shapes. So the reason it's called Thomas Was Alone is because the very first shape you control is called Thomas.
Right.
And then there's Claire, who's a big blue square who can float. There's John, who is a rectangle who can jump really high.
Like voices, or is he doing the voice for all of them?
There's no voices. There's no animation other than they scrunch up a tiny bit when you jump. There's no nothing. It's literally the most minimalist game you'll ever fucking see, except there's an amazing score, narration, and they're all called shapes. So you'll be introduced to the new character in that it will be a screen, and there's a level, and there's a yellow rectangle, and then Danny Wallace kicks in and goes, John was very excited about jumping really high, and then you'll get through the level, and John is the yellow rectangle, and it's like the way you're introduced to Claire, and I found myself calling these squares and rectangles by their names. I'm thinking in my head,
that's their name, buddy. So you have to.
I'm thinking you're introduced to Claire, who's the big blue one who can float. It's just a square. It's a blue square on my screen, and I'm thinking,
she's got the characteristic of floating, so therefore she has a name.
So you're
and a gender, obviously. You know.
Yeah.
She's a female.
So the level
square.
loads up, and there's this blue block on a black tower, and the tower's slowly falling down towards this water, and then suddenly the narration kicks in. Claire knew it was the end. She's and then she gets in the water and she can float, and it's like Claire suddenly realised she was a superhero. It's a very strange game. It's really good.
Nice,
I would say it is probably my favourite indie game I've ever played in my life. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
That's a big
I'm playing
statement.
through it a second time. I really love this game. And it completely crept up on me at first. I thought, this is a bit odd.
Seeing as you bought it by accident.
Yes. If you listen to last week's podcast, then you'll know that I thought I was buying something else. I still haven't found out what that is, by the way. I'm still looking.
I'm on a fucking knife's edge, mate. You gotta tell me something.
Yeah. But yeah, this game is fantastic, and I love it, and I'm playing through it again.
Cool. I'm gonna have to play it, aren't I?
Well, yeah, totally, man. You have to play it. You have to.
Okay, will do.
So yeah, if I didn't do it justice last week, I certainly have this time round.
I think so. I'm far more excited about this game right now than I was last week.
Yeah. So I've been playing. Obviously, I've been playing GTA with you, which we'll talk about shortly.
You're
playing Worms. Been playing Pez. The other two games I've played this week: Half-Life 2 and Tomb Raider.
What Tomb Raider?
The first one and the second one.
As in the originals?
Yeah, the
like
very
back
first
on like
Tomb Raider.
PS1 style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the T-Rex. And Tomb Raider 2 with the tigers on the Great Wall of China. And
how's that been, like, control-wise? Because I remember them, and I think I stated about how shit the controls were in them games in one of my articles.
You are correct, sir. You used Tomb Raider as an example of shite controls.
Yeah.
On one of your recent articles. You were right.
Yeah, I was.
I don't know how I played this game.
Well, back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it.
I know,
Tomb Raider
seriously.
2. I remember getting Tomb Raider 2 for Christmas and being like massively fucking excited because I had a demo of that game on. It was on a CD on the front of PC Gaming World in God knows when, 98 or 97 or something like that. I played it yesterday and it took me some time to find the jump button. I couldn't find jump. Do you know what button jump is on the keyboard?
Escape. That's what I'm going for.
It's Alt.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Standard. It's the one right next to the spacebar, which should be jump.
More importantly, the one next to the Windows key.
Yeah.
Which
they didn't have that back then, though, buddy. So you can't say that.
I think they did.
Did they? No.
Yeah. There's
Windows key was like.
There's always been a Windows key.
I'm gonna Google that while you talk about crap because that's all we're talking right now.
Mate, I remember playing Tomb Raider on Windows 95 and there was a Windows key on my Packard Bell keyboard. I promise you that. Perhaps it didn't function the same as it does now. Either way, Tomb Raider is hard to control and looks fucking terrible. And I downloaded the demo originally to give it a go. Tomb Raider 2. The Tomb Raider 2 demo is 2.4 megs to download.
You're joking.
Smaller than an MP3 to download
That's
that
mental.
demo. Yeah. I didn't enjoy it.
Fuck off. This is bollocks. This is saying it was introduced as a Microsoft neutral keyboard before the release of Windows 95. That is
told you.
Bollocks.
You're being
it's
rumbled.
Wikipedia, mate. It's shit.
It's shit. It must be true if it's on Wikipedia.
It says the new design of the adopted for all keyboard manufacturers after September 1st, 2003. Oosh.
I don't really know what that means. All I can tell you is that
the Windows key as we know it
had a Windows key.
Nah, mate. Not as we know it.
It did. Anyway, the other game I played was Half-Life 2.
I got some news about that.
It would be a mistake for me to start talking about Half-Life 2.
I'm going to be sitting down for a while.
Because, yeah, the podcast... Unfortunately, the podcast can't be 5 hours long this week, so... Best bet is we move on from Half-Life 2. What I will say is Half-Life 2 is the best game ever made.
A little bit of news, as I just said. Did you know that there's going to be... I think it's a graphical overhaul of that? For free on Steam tomorrow. Tomorrow being Friday.
A Source Engine update.
Yeah, go on then. Something like that.
Well, no, I mean, tell me if it's true.
Yeah, I believe it's true. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember where I read that, but I read it today. And apparently it's 17.7 gigs. So there you go.
Okay, I'll have to give that a go.
I don't know if your
mean it doesn't
computer
run
will
anymore.
that. Yeah, I was going to say it probably won't run.
Because I played the Half-Life Source, which was a remake of the first game in the second game's engine. That was a community-made thing, made in the UK, and Oh yeah, no, I've just loaded up a thing and seen that now. We can't
There you go. I'm just
can't talk about Half-Life because I could do that for decades.
7 gigs, sorry, not 17. But yeah, mate, it's like 7 gig add-on, so visual enhancements, improved lighting effects, environmental textures, and the rest, and loads of bugs. So there you go. There's like a comparison trailer. Yeah, indeed, that's the way you see it.
Bug fixes.
But yeah, man, is that fucking a game. How old is this game?
That game still looks fucking good.
I know, it still looks good.
I can tell you what year that game came out, buddy. 2004.
There you go. And it is 11 years later, and it's getting a graphical overhaul. I mean, seriously, it just stands testament to time, that game, like the storytelling.
It does stand the test of time. It's the best game that I've ever played. It's still to this day. Let's move on because honestly, we can't talk about that. Let's move on to something a little bit more current. Firstly, let's mention our PES video, which is going live. It might be live now, actually,
it's
when
not.
You're listening to this.
Oh yeah, when you're listening to it, but right now it's not because it's still rendering, mate.
He's got that.
A lot of time and effort has gone into this video. A whole day's
I'm very
work
impressed by
at
it.
work has gone into this video.
So this was briefly mentioned last week. We said we were going to do it. We fucking have done it. And it is the big versus small battle. I'm not going to talk any more about it. You'll have to watch the video. You can find it on our website, justiceforgamers.com. There's a videos button at the top. Or if you follow us on YouTube, then you might have seen it already. So yeah, so we've been playing that, and that was really fun. And it turns out that you cannot play as custom teams online on PES.
Which isn't good.
But it was okay because we've got share play, buddy.
Oh yeah, share play. Since we live like at opposite ends of the country, that's the only thing that we could do it with. And yeah, it worked out all right. I mean, it was a bit laggy and stuff for me because I was the one doing the not sharing. You were the one doing the sharing.
I was doing the sharing. So it was nice and simple for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you sucked it up quite nicely and didn't complain. And I think we'll probably end up doing some more of them. I'll have to. I think so. I can probably send you the option file so that you don't have to do all the editing yourself.
I don't know. I don't think we can do that, you know. Because otherwise we could like have all the licensed teams, you know. If only that was a thing, and then we could have all the licensed teams. You know, we could just download the option.
Didn't it?
It used to be a beautiful thing. It's fantastic. It was ace. Loved it.
Either way, hopefully you've either seen our video, and if you haven't, then go and watch it because it was fun. And we'll probably, I suspect we'll end up turning it into a bit of a series because it was quite nice and easy to do. We've got the teams made now.
I think we should just do penalty shootouts, mate.
Just shootouts?
Just shootouts, straight up. Big versus small.
I'm fine with that. I'm
not
fine
a good
with
idea.
that.
I'm not going to be the fucking small team with Himalayas in goal, mate. You can jog on.
Mate, yeah, you can come up against Butainer if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah. Mate, my goal that I scored against you, I must have seen it about 30 times today. What a goal, though. What a goal.
I still feel like he should have got down a bit quicker, old Butainer.
Yeah, he should have.
And you said on the commentary that, you know, he's a behemoth, so he struggles to get down there. I'm sorry, he's fully statted, mate. He needs to get down like the Flash.
He does need to
That's
get
what I was
down.
expecting.
Yeah, down like Charlie Brown.
So yes, the only other thing really that we've been playing this week is Grand Theft Auto once again, GTA Online Heists. Ash, talk to me. He's expelling his bowels in excitement.
No, I'm so excited. And how
good is this thing?
Oh, fucking ridiculous, mate.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the last heist we did wasn't the best heist, but the third heist with the getting of the things.
The testing lab.
That's the one. Was it that
was
animal
brilliant.
Something? No, I can't remember. But yeah,
the
that
animal
one,
testing lab.
That,
yeah,
like we played
parachute
as
in.
the stealth team, and fuck me, how good was that?
It was brilliant.
So once again, the final heist bit. Spoilers. I'm not saying anything because it's a spoiler.
I see what you're doing.
Okay, but I will now. So the final heist in that one, you split off in a team of two again, which for some reason some people don't like, but they are obviously, I don't know.
Well held, buddy. Well held.
I can't describe that because it's like
people have been moaning online that the setup missions often involve you splitting up into twos, for example. That's all part of the fun, as far as I'm concerned.
That's the best part because it's like fucking. You've got two teams of two co-ops going out different missions. You're like, shit, what are they doing? Are they all right? I can't help them.
Yeah,
but I know I've got to do. We've got to do our job because otherwise we're letting our other buddies down, you know.
If I can't understand how you would like the heists if you don't like that.
Yeah, well,
part of
you
them.
just wouldn't. Yeah.
Thankfully, we like them and we don't have to worry about it. So yeah.
No. So anyway, we got paired up as the stealth team going into the lab or whatever lab it is.
Crabtown.
Crabtowned it up after the one of the missions before we had to stealth it as a 4. And clear it out and get the codes. Oh no, we had to park the car in there and blow it up or something.
That was tough.
That was tough, that one. And then so we stealth it in there as a 2, and like we're a good team, pro team, I'd say.
Damn right.
And God, it was tough though, wasn't it? Like we had to.
Yeah, it was hard.
We had to get through there, wasn't it? Wasn't easy. So much fun, and then like by the end of it you're like scuba diving out, but you have to have like your breathing apparatus on and stuff like that. Cracking game. I can't remember why we went in there for. The data or something, wasn't it? The
yeah,
USB
it's all
stick.
good, man. Yeah. They've basically thought of everything, and even last night we did the is it the 4th heist?
Yeah, the one with Trevor, the series
which,
A,
as you
or
say,
something.
disappointing ending, but
sets up
the
for
setup,
one,
all the setup stuff kind of made up for it for me.
Yeah, I think
I was
so.
still really enjoying it. It was really cool.
It was like a 5-tier setup, wasn't it? And each time, like you had to go and steal like a different drug, but like from all over the place. So we have to go and like destroy. No, we had to stealth the Lost and Damned. Oh, the garbage one. That was cool.
That was
really
decent.
Cool. So we all dressed up as like rubbish collectors
Bin
or whatever.
men.
Yeah, bin men. And yeah, you had to go around picking up drugs and stuff. And we found the best way to do that is chuck them in the boot of the garbage truck and just drive away.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and literally just fuck off.
Yeah, quickly is the answer with that one.
Yeah, don't sit around killing people, just fuck off. But so much fun. And like the first time you do the heist, obviously you get $100 bonus each time. So I don't know about you. You're probably not rolling in money because you can't hold on to it. But I've got like $700 just sitting there doing nothing.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
No. No.
You're commenting on the fact that I cannot help but buy a car at the end of every heist. It's my celebration. I can't.
Yeah, congratulations.
What else am I going to spend the money on?
I don't know. Save it up and buy something cool. Like, I'm going to save up and probably buy like an armoured truck with a massive gun on it.
Well, I'll get in there with you, mate, and then I won't have to buy it.
Right. I guess so.
Either way, probably enough GTA talk because this is the second week running. We'll probably talk about it again next week. We've got another heist to do.
We'll talk about the final heist next week, probably.
It is fantastic. If you haven't played it yet, then play it. If you don't have GTA, buy GTA and then play the heists. And if you haven't got any friends, then make some.
If your name's Tom and you have GTA, you should probably get online and play with us. Sort it out.
That is a definite gibbon. Sort your life out, Tom.
Yeah, do it.
Jesus.
I know, right.
So, yes, that'll probably do us.
That's what we've done.
And now it's time for the news.
The news.
Right, number one. Oh my god. Number one.
Racing.
F1 2015 is announced. Finally. It's coming out in June. This is Codemasters, so when they say it's going to come out in June, it means it fucking will. And I am massively excited about this. I was on the Video Gamer website today when this was announced, and I knee-jerk commented in the comments below the story when they announced it. This is the game I am most excited about this year. And then I thought to myself, that shouldn't really be the case.
That's surely of some concern.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yes.
It is though, isn't it? Isn't it a bit worrying? Like, I mean, I love the F1 games, so it's understandable that I'm going to be excited about them. But at the end of the day, it's the fucking F1 games, man. Like, I know what I'm getting from it already. It's not going to surprise me. I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm massively excited for this game.
Yeah, man.
I cannot wait for this game to come out. What about you?
Yeah. Racing. That's it.
Okay.
Nah, seriously, I'm very excited. Mainly because now you can just like shut up about it. But also
yeah.
But there's like two screenshots here, and like, yeah, I know you can't tell anything but from screenshots, but fuck me, they look well good. You know it's gonna be fucking awesome because like the last ones on the 360 looked the shit anyway. So fuck knows what this one's gonna be like. Fucking, I can't wait. Seriously, where's the pre-order? Get it now.
It's gonna be so good. It's going to be... I love those F1 games. It'd be better than the fucking start of the season, that's for sure. That was
Does this mean we're going to sack off Project Cars and just wait for this? Because we know it's coming out in June.
I think so. Unless Project Cars comes out to rave reviews. You know, yeah. Project Cars has been pushed back. That Project Cars was meant to come out in... Was it November?
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
And now it's May. So Project Cars is currently penned in to come out, like 5 weeks before F1. Who's to say Project Cars won't get delayed again? Either way, fuck it. It's all about the F1, buddy. Yeah, I'm well excited. Well excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome, man.
Who said I wasn't excited about AAA games anymore? Me. But this one, really am. And on that note, Story 2, Star Wars Battlefront isn't coming out on last gen.
Yeah, we kind of suspected this, but...
We hoped.
Yeah, we hoped this, because then they can just focus on, like, the better version instead of, like, the shit version that's the old gen version. I'm still not fucking holding my breath on it. It's fucking EA, innit?
It depends, doesn't it? It depends which Frostbite engine it's using.
I
suppose we'll find that out at E3.
E3 is going to be... They're going to have like a shit ton of things. Maybe like even a playable demo by then.
It's difficult at this point. We can't really speculate. But, you know, the way Hardline came out last week and was, you know, 720p on Xbox One.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I said to you last week, like, what if Battlefront came out using that engine and was...
It can't. Well, it's not going to now, is it? It's clearly not going to, because it's not going to have a last gen... version.
Yeah, but that was Xbox One, man. 720p on Xbox One.
Yeah, but
Hardline.
They still brought out like a 360 version and stuff of Hardline, didn't they? Did they?
So you think the extra effort that they can put into the
they can focus more on the next gen one.
I hope you're right.
I don't know.
Either way, I hope it's great. It's been ages since I've been excited for a shooter. If anything can do it, it's Battlefront.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, that game's coming out it's penned in to come out within a month of the movie. I thought that this Star Trek reboot that J.J. Abrams was involved in was fantastic.
Yeah,
and
it was definitely impressive.
If he can bring that to Star Wars, then I'm going to be so hyped up at that point. The game probably only needs to be competent for me to be happy with it.
Now, do you think, in classic Battlefield style, they're going to have like a mini lightsaber to stab you up with?
It could happen.
I reckon so.
Yeah, they're going to have like full-blown Rush in there.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna...
What are the game modes going to be on this game?
I don't know. I wouldn't even like to guess, because I think there'll be a rush on there. There'll be a point control sort of thing on there. Why not? Like,
is it just going to be Battlefield just with Star Wars characters? Is it going to be shit like that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be absolute balls to the wall, new engine, new game modes. I think it's going to blow us away come E3 in June. I genuinely do.
Away.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Fucking yeah. I'm going to put all my eggs in your basket, and I'm hoping for the same stuff. I think definitely.
Yep. So next, Rainbow Six Siege multiplayer video surfaces.
Yay, Rainbow Six Siege. Woo!
Yes, we are massive Rainbow fans, aren't we? So, yeah, I watched this video. It looks really rough, but you don't know when in development it was from.
No, this is going to be early alpha, isn't it? Because the game's probably not coming out for like another 3 years.
It looks ropey. That game's supposed to be out this year.
Okay.
And this video, it looks really ropey. Like the collision detection is appalling on this thing. There's people floating through the air and all sorts. But we won't judge anything on that. Like, it is what it is. What we will judge is the fact that, if you remember, was it our first or our second podcast where we got a message in from Simon asking when the beta was going to appear on PS4?
I've lost count because we've done so many now.
Yeah, we've done so many, it just can't keep track at all.
No chance.
Either way, they've now announced the beta. I said there'd be a beta on the consoles, and there bloody is, and it is. But
pre-order.
Yeah,
it's
guaranteed your place with a pre-order.
I mean, I remember. What was it? Buying Ghosts? Was it what's the Ubisoft one? Ghost Recon, yeah. Advanced Warfighter or whatever it is. And that had a beta of Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
And I remember I kept that game for like 2 years. Because I was like, yeah, I'm going to get on the beta. I did. I got on that beta. I was all over it. Oh, was it the other way around? It was like keep Splinter Cell and get on the Ghost Recon one. I think that was it, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was one of the two anyway.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it was. It was, get on the Advanced Warfighter beta.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, it was totally that. But once again, fucking pre-order, get on the beta.
A beta should not be a pre-order, but you've done this in an article, so I'm preaching to the choir here, but a beta should not be a pre-order perk. Like, it's got fucking ridiculous enough with DLC and so on. A beta is a test.
Yeah.
The point of it is it is a test. Now, if you want to test the stress levels of the servers and nothing else, then okay, appeal to only people who are going to buy the game anyway. But at the same time, if you're only going to allow people who are pre-ordering the game to test to do a stress test on the servers, then you are probably wildly underestimating the number of people required to do a proper stress test.
Because the amount of people that are going to buy it. Oh, gone.
Sorry. Secondly, if you're after any sort of meaningful feedback on your product, if you want to really know what people think about the game that you are about to release, then that involves getting the opinions of people who aren't such huge fans of your series that they're willing to front up the cash for it before it even comes out. If you really want to know how good your game is, then you want to get people involved in it who aren't going to buy it or are on the fence.
Or have a non-jaded or jaded? Is that it? Or
an objective opinion.
Yeah.
People, we're Rainbow fans. I want to get on that beta because I love the Rainbow series. I'm going to pre-order it so I can play it. I'm going to play it. I don't care. I know. And we're fans. We're fans, but I still think it's massively short-sighted to go down this road. And as you said in your article last week, it's not a beta, it's a demo.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's pandering to people who cannot wait to get their fucking hands on your game. It's a demo. It's not a beta. You're not testing it. You're not fooling anyone. You're certainly not fooling Justice for Gamers. I get off my fucking soapbox now, I think.
I mean, the only thing, I hope it works when we do get on the beta. I will pre-order it. I will get on the beta it's Rainbow Six.
We were going to buy that thing anyway.
Yeah, like the beauty about it is it's not a yearly franchise. Not saying that yearly franchises are bad, but I've just had my fill of them. You know, I've played Battlefield a lot. I've played my fair dues of Call of Duty back in the day. They're the main two shooters, but Rainbow Six is like, there's something special about that game. It's always been there. So the last Rainbow Six we played, we absolutely loved. So we're going into this new one thinking, meh, we've got the same attitude to it. It hasn't pissed us off yet, so we're going to pre-order it and play it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I hope it's really good. I don't agree with what they're doing.
No.
They're certainly not the only culprits. But
no, it's the common thing now, isn't it? I mean...
Yeah, it's a demo. It's not a beta, it's a demo. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing. Which is all to do with Twitch. Twitch was hacked this week. Yeah, Twitch was hacked this week. Well, there's not much to say about that, really. Accounts may have been hacked. If you should have received an email if you were in any sort of danger. What I found a little bit strange was that it's this week as well. The Twitch boss Emmett Shear made a bit of a comment about the future of the console gaming.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
scene.
About how it's not going to be like that anymore.
I think it was at a conference, so I can understand. You know, I think he was speaking at a conference, which is why he made a comment. It just, from my point of view, it seemed a bit strange that he'd be commenting on anything in the week where, you know, his business was compromised.
Fucked.
But I'm going to read you what he said, and then you're going to tell me what you think about it.
Do it.
Are you ready?
Opinions. Yeah, I'll throw my opinion in your face.
This is Twitch boss Emmett Shear said. This is all about the consoles. They're going to have to change form. You can already see this on both Xbox and PlayStation, where it's a tighter upgrade loop for both the operating systems and the games. This is the first step toward being able to iterate the hardware platform. I could imagine a version 1.1 product for both Microsoft and Sony, which adds in slightly more speed and slightly more memory, very similar to how phones and tablets work today. I think it's going to look more like the mobile phone market over time. So he's suggesting that the current console cycle as it is, it needs to be shortened for the consoles to survive in the same way that mobiles, tablets and so on already are. You know, you're talking like a 2-3 year cycle for a lot of this hardware at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what you make of this.
Well, I mean, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 had like a strangely long life, like 7, 8 years.
Too long, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely too long. But like, I mean, you look back. I remember back in the 90s, it was like, what was it, like a 4 to 5 year turnaround, and you'd get something new, or was it less than that? I think it was about 4 years, wasn't it?
It was always hard to tell in the late 90s, early noughties because of the consoles that sort of bombed, that kind of ruined, like consoles like the Dreamcast, which weren't around for very long, and the GameCube, which weren't supported for very long either. It kind of made you feel like the console cycles were getting shorter when in fact they were just, you know, they were bombing, so they had to move on.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, I mean, you can't do it now with the... I mean, they're just turning into PCs then, really, aren't they? If you're just going to have upgradable components.
This is my problem with it. The reason that I am a console gamer is so that I don't have to worry about hardware upgrades.
Yeah.
That's literally the sole reason.
Yeah, because the games will be tailored for the system that everyone has, and if everyone's got a different system, then they're going to be they're just going to be tailored for the highest ones, or the. I
don't want
ones.
someone to be getting a better experience from a game than me with a 2-year newer PS4.
Yeah,
I don't see the point of owning a console if you're not saving, because, and I keep meaning to. I've actually started writing an article about this where I'm going to work out the costs of, you know, the extra outlay of building a games machine, a PC, versus the savings that you make on games on Steam.
True.
And how long it takes for PC gamers to catch up. But what's the point of owning a console if you have to upgrade it every couple of years?
Yeah,
I
true.
can't see it. As you say, it's a PC. It's a PC.
The problem with Steam as well is like 90% of the games you've got on your Steam library, you won't play. They're all shit.
That's Humble Bundle's fault, buddy.
No, but it's true though. You might have like 120 odd whatever games on there, but you'll only play like 10 of them. Like really play like 10 of them, and that's probably just Farming Simulator, mate. That'd be your number
I'm getting
one.
that way on my PlayStation, though, to be honest. The number of games I've deleted now.
You need to upgrade your hard drive.
No, I'm deleting games. I'm not short of space, mate.
Oh, what, you're just deleting because you don't want to play them anymore?
Yeah.
Fair dues.
Anyway, the Twitch geezer wants to watch his back. Not because I'm coming for him. That sounds like a threat. It certainly isn't.
Step back full.
But because Google are on the case with
Yeah,
their
I heard this earlier today, actually.
YouTube Live, buddy.
Should we get on that?
I don't know. Certainly an option.
Well, you know, we could be like the forefronting YouTuber live people. We might be those.
You say that. I don't know. I mean, we're on Google Plus. I'm not sure it's doing us any fucking good. Quite frankly,
Google Plus is wank, mate. Yeah, but YouTube's massive, isn't it? So they've just put YouTube with that brand name and then put live on it. So
yeah, I mean they're coming after Twitch. They're coming after the esports, the live streaming. They've been hiring people left, right, and centre. They've got a fair bit of money, old Google, and
just a spot, mate.
just a bit.
Yeah, done well.
There's the rumor is that they're going to be announcing some sort of big new service at E3. So
cool.
we'll move on for now because we haven't really got any more information. But
No, sounds cool though.
that sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Yarp.
Right. Next, let's move on to Nintendo.
Nintendo, it's me.
Right. So I really liked this. This follows on from last week when I said I don't understand the decisions Nintendo make, and I also realised that that's because I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I don't understand.
Dumb.
Funnily enough, a lot of the news that we had on last week's podcast was just the sort of knee-jerk, quick responses from Nintendo's. It was a keynote speech delivered by Iwata, but this week someone finally got around to translating the whole thing, so we can actually hear what he's saying now. And he was just talking about the is it the NX?
NX.
Have I got that right?
Yes.
NX. He wanted to reiterate the reasons why he was announcing that whilst announcing the mobile gaming thing.
Yeah.
It looks like it was a decision Nintendo made to announce the new system as a way of saying, look, we're not just fucking selling out here. Like, we're
you're not just going mobile, balls to the walls, trying to cash in. You're actually okay.
That's why. That is the reason that they mentioned the NX. I don't think they're going to come out with any more announcements about the NX for a good
quite
year
a while.
or so.
Yeah, I think you're
they
right.
just wanted people to know that.
Hey, we're still there.
Yeah, we're still here. There's a really nice comment. As a console gamer, I very much appreciated it. This is a direct quote from Iwata.
Do you want me to read it for you?
Yeah, do it, buddy.
Unless a company can deal with the rapid changing world, it will face decline. And also, I announced it because I wanted to convey my message. Convey, well, whatever. I wanted to convey my message that Nintendo is even more passionate about and highly motivated to continue its dedicated gaming or game system business.
So yeah, they wanted to let you know that just because they are going to put Mario on Android does not mean that they aren't going to keep supporting the console gamer. So thank you very much. And I will end up with a Nintendo. I will.
Did you think I was going to do that in like a Chinese accent when I said, do you want me to read this?
The people at home would never have found out whether you did that or not because I would not have allowed you to put that on the podcast. So if you want to suggest, if you want to imply that you intended on doing a sort of South Park shitty wok accent on
Shitty wok.
That's fine. That's fine. Right, we got a few more bits and bobs, so let's get through.
Yeah. The crew's got a 2-hour free trial. Great. We're not going to play that because the bait was shit.
Mate, I'll play the 2-hour free trial. I love free stuff.
On. I'm not doing that. We played the free stuff earlier in the year. We're not doing it again. I'm not doing that again.
The crew has a 2-hour free trial, and if you decide to buy it at the end of the 2 hours, your progress is saved and goes on to the normal game. Moving on, next.
Update.
PS4 firmware update is live. It includes, finally includes... suspend and resume functionality on your games. So if you stop playing a game and want to turn your console off, you can pause it where it is and you can resume it when you turn it back on. I downloaded this today. This is Thursday. Alex talking. Hello. I downloaded this today and tried it out earlier, and it works and it's cool. I like it.
How did I not know that the Xbox One already did this?
The Xbox One's been doing this since day one.
Why haven't they said that? Why aren't they like, yeah, we do that? Fuck you, Sony. You're shit.
Without causing a significant amount of ire, the suspend resume function on Xbox One is one of the very few things that the Xbox One has been doing better than the PlayStation 4.
You'd be like, ah, in your face. Or, you know, you'd be like, yeah, I can do that. You can't.
I don't know. I guess they just didn't think it was a big deal. But either way, it's cool. I like it. I was halfway through a game of Evo. I turned the console off. I turned it back on and played the second half.
So you have to leave it in whatever orange mode it is. In that mode? Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Power it down into... I've also forgotten the word. Standby. Sure.
Yeah, we'll go for standby.
Rest mode. There you go.
Sleep.
Yeah. It works nicely. We haven't tried the share play yet. It's gone up to 60 frames now. I don't know if...
Seeing as it was terrible the other night, it can't be much better than that, surely.
It didn't work at 30 the other night.
No.
Do you think it's like a YouTube thing where it's going to flick between 30 and 60 depending on your connection?
No, maybe. I don't know. Either way, we've both
try
got
that this week.
Pretty decent fibre optic cable internet. And it kind of shit itself.
What are you, 150?
Yeah, something like that, 100 and something, yeah. And you're what, 60?
I'm 50.
50, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it ain't going to work on that, it's not really going to work for most people.
We will try it this week. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
That's what we should do this week. We should extensively try out the old 60 frames. Maybe with another Evo video. We'll see how we go. But
Skylanders.
Skylanders. I'm up for that. Yeah, we do a Skylanders video this week. Okay. I like this new thing where we're committing to shit on the podcast, so we have no choice but to fucking do it.
I'm really not doing a Skylanders video. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. We'll do something.
It's too late.
We'll find something.
Okay. And finally...
we spoke about it earlier, about the servers, didn't we?
Yeah, and we'll mention it again because we're disgusted by it.
It's terrible.
Sony shutting down the servers of MLB 14, the show, was our final news story. We moved it to Fonz of Phoenix because we thought it was fucking ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
It is indeed. Absolutely retarded.
But either way,
a year in.
That is the end of the news.
News. Oh, the news.
Do you have a question for us here at the Justice for Gamers podcast? Every week we'll be ending the show with questions and comments sent in by you. Pop us a message on one of our social media sites or send an email to contact@justiceforgamers.com and we'll do our best to sort you out. So now it's time for questions from our listeners. Slim pickings this week, Schley. I don't think people like us very much.
What about Johnny Briggs? Is he about?
Johnny Briggs, of course, is chipping in when we need him. And there's nothing suspicious about that at all.
No. Not at all.
No.
Go on then, hit me again with your best shot.
First one's from Paul. What has been the most groundbreaking development in gaming over the last couple of gen cycles?
Whoa. Okay.
It's a big boy question.
Development
you get in your
in
big boy
what
pants.
kind of thing? Like
Groundbreaking development. I mean, the first thing that springs to mind for me is Xbox Live.
that was kind of Xbox, like the original Xbox. That's when that kind of came
Well,
out.
he says the last couple of gen cycles, so I mean that counts, doesn't it?
No, because the last couple is this one and the 360 and the PS3. And
I think that online gaming on consoles kicked in around the sort of Project Gotham 3, 360.
I think you're right. That's when it did really kick in. I mean, I did play some Xbox, but I didn't play it on Xbox Live. I had, I can't remember the program I had actually back in the day, where you'd play it LAN through your PC. I can't remember. It's like, it began with an X, I think. And I remember playing like Halo on, I think it was Halo 2 on that, which was pretty cool. But yeah, you're right. It was really with the 360 and the PS3.
Xbox Live, it was Project Gotham 3, Halo 3. It was all that sort of malarkey. That's when it all kicked off, I reckon. Like having a friends list and
more of a community-based game.
Trying to do for a while. Yeah,
definitely.
Totally. I think that's the biggest thing over the last sort of 10 years, say, is that change from me sitting at my PC playing probably Half-Life to suddenly being in a position where I can't wait to get home to play online racing with my friends whilst I'm talking to them, perhaps talking to other people as well. I think that was kind of the big difference. That was the thing.
See, I know it's not a great thing, but groundbreaking, I still think the Kinect was quite groundbreaking. The thing that it was trying to do at the time, that's
You're mental to say that.
Like, that's delving deeper into like a new realm of gaming. Using yourself as a controller. I know it didn't come across as that, but that's pretty groundbreaking, surely, like technologically wise, I would say.
No, bollocks, mate.
Okay,
nonsense.
Then fuck the Kinect then. Alright, then the Wii with the motion sensing stuff, that's groundbreaking.
Yeah, you can have that. You can certainly have that.
Thank you. Cheers, buddy. Like that brought a whole new life to gaming, that was very social
gaming to the
based.
masses.
Yeah, definitely. You could stand up and throw a bowling ball or hit a golf club kind of thing. That was cool.
That was a big deal. Yeah, I think you're right. And it's funny, really. Again, coming back to what I was saying about me being a dickhead for not understanding Nintendo. You look back at the last 10 years in terms of innovative gaming, and yeah, one of the big standout moments is the Wii bringing like families together. Yeah, gaming, definitely. Like for the first time.
I think I bought one for my like 20th birthday. I'd say I was just like, I'll just buy one as a present for me from me, and it was cool. Like it really did bring this whole thing, because it was more of like a party aspect. Definitely in that point in my life where I was like around a lot of people having like house parties and things like that, and then there'd just be people playing the Wii in the corner or whatever whilst everyone's getting like pissed up and stuff, and that's got to be groundbreaking. I'd say it was cool.
Yeah, I other stuff, probably the whole indie movement being brought to the forefront a little bit more than it used to be.
Yeah.
Certainly Sony helped that with their E3 press conference 2013 before the PS4 came out. That was kind of a big deal that they had. I watched the conference. I remember seeing like sort of 10, 15 indie devs kind of littered across the stage like trophies. I felt like it was a sort of Predator moment where Sony was standing there displaying the teeth that they had purchased. Either way, it was cool. And you look at games that have come out recently, like Thomas Was Alone, Fez. it's cool. It's cool that these things are, the fact that these have come to console. It used to be a PC thing. All
Yeah,
this indie
definitely.
stuff. And if you'll read my recent article about big budget games not being for me anymore, you'll see where I'm coming from here. That the innovation seems to be happening in the indie market now, and that's a kind of a big deal. It really is.
So what do we reckon? Virtual reality is going to be the next one,
isn't it?
really, isn't it? That's what everyone seems to be focusing on.
I'm not convinced.
No, is it just going to be like another Kinect, or is it actually going to be good?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I think probably this one's got the beans to be a genuine thing. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to a lot of things, doesn't it? Price point, one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is a peripheral. So, I don't know. I hope that it kicks in as a big deal. I mean, the fact that, Facebook have bought a VR headset and all the big players have paid obscene amounts of money to get in on the VR scene, that suggests that whether we like it or not, it's going to become a big deal. So that'll be the next
thinking
thing.
about the Kinect and PlayStation had the PlayStation Move thing, and you could buy like the add-ons, like the kind of light gun thing, where you could like play Killzone and shoot people. Has that really developed much since Duck Hunt? I don't know.
Light gun gaming.
Yeah.
Clearly, you are a man who missed out on the recent Rambo game.
Oh, clearly I am. Unfortunately, I did miss out on that.
No, it was a fad. It was a fad, and you do wonder if the whole VR headset thing is a fad as well. I suspect the amount of money that's in it, it probably won't be a fad. Just the sort of marketing power these businesses have got between them. But yeah, you do wonder, don't you? I mean, you do wonder if how much of these things are going to carry over. I mean, look at 3D in the cinema. I mean, the 3D's kind of come and gone like 4 times up until this point.
And that's the thing that I'm saying is like the whole Kinect and all that motion stuff. Yeah, I know it's improved. It's clearly improved since the days of like the early 90s and stuff, but it's been there. I mean, and it didn't really kick off back then. Why should it now, really? I don't know,
man. Guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I think you're right with like online gaming, like the internet has. I think that's the most groundbreaking development, like the whole.
That's the thing. I mean, there were people doing LAN parties and so on, and that was kind of, But I'm talking about, you moved up north and I was still down south, and we could suddenly still game together because of the 360 with its party chat and so on. I think that's the biggest thing that's happened in recent console cycles across the last 2 or 3. That's the big thing. So,
yeah.
Yes. Next, another question from Paul. What do we think of the Telltale games, the whole episodic thing? A lot of people have complained about the fact that it's a lot of quick time events and there's not a lot of gameplay there. It's more of a sort of cinematic experience with, it's more of a story than it is a game. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, if we're looking, it depends on what you want out of a game. If you want a cinematic experience, then boom, that's you down to a T. I mean, it's not for me. I don't want to sit here and watch something and say like I like the fact that like it makes you decisions, but then again, like if I just play like an RPG, it's got the same aspect, but I can go about picking flowers and stuff like that as well on top of it.
I mean, from what I understand about the Telltale games, the decisions that you make don't hugely affect the outcome to the point where there aren't like loads of separate endings and stuff.
Okay.
And I just don't understand it. I don't really understand it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think to be honest, it's a personal preference thing. A lot of people love Telltale games, like they're very highly acclaimed. I don't know how many of those people played Telltale's Jurassic Park game.
True.
And I don't know how many of those people, had they played the Jurassic Park game, would have a slightly different view on Telltale. But as you say, you played the Back to the Future game. I have a massive problem with QTEs of any kind. I hate QuickTime events. Like the new Tomb Raider reboot, which doesn't have a huge amount of QTEs in it. The fact that there were prominent QTEs in that was enough for me to lose all interest.
Pretty much what I was going to go to about what we're saying about like cinematic experiences with like the QTEs and things like put in place. Like with the Tomb Raider games, I can go on about and play the game and then have those like options in there as well. So I don't see why I wouldn't prefer a game like that than to one that's just QTEs pretty much. Like with, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I played a bit of The Walking Dead, like the first season.
Yeah, same.
And I'm really trying to remember what you actually do in that game.
Fucking mash A, hit X, choose this dialogue
it's
decision.
Like a fucking really simple Mass Effect style kind of thing. With Mass Effect,
and I'm
obviously,
sorry,
you can
but
have
the graphics are shit as well. Like it looks clunky as fuck. That game, it really does. And they all, and even since then, they obviously they haven't developed a new engine. Everything they're releasing is in the same engine.
Yeah.
I don't understand the hard-on everyone's got for it. Personally, I can't see it.
No,
it's not for me.
I'd say like if I want to like Mass Effect. If I want to play a game where I have to make decisions, I'm just going to go and play Mass Effect because the way that game just develops is
Skyrim.
Yeah, mate. Well, the beauty with Mass Effect is you've got your positive. It was what was the one? Oblivion. That was the one where you could have like you could tell people different things and they would judge you on that. I remember that dynamic. I can't remember what happened. I think it just died a death. That kind of style of it. It wasn't in Skyrim, where you could obviously say a certain thing and someone would like be happy about that or be sad about that. But with Mass Effect, obviously you've got your positive or negative. You can be like renegade or paladin or whatever it is, I think it is. And that would actually shape how you go about and your story that you want to do and change the ending. Like you'd have certain people with you at the end or wouldn't be there with you. I'd prefer those kind of games. I think they do it better than these episodic ones. I don't get them. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah. They're rubbish.
Yeah. Each to their own.
Indeed.
So I think that's about it.
No more questions?
That's about it, buddy. Fourth ever episode of the Justice for Gamers podcast. Sounds like you were just about getting in question mode.
I was well up for answering some questions and giving some shit out.
Well, if you would like to be featured on next week's show, then come and find us at justiceforgamers.com. contact@justiceforgamers is our email address. You can find us on there, and we got Facebook/Justice for Gamers. Twitter is @JusticeForGamer, and ask us things.
Do it now.
It's been a cool podcast this week, Ash. I've really enjoyed myself. How about you?
It's been lots of fun. I've talked about many things. I don't know what they are anymore. It's been good. I'm not doing the normal thing where I'm saying, it's been good.
I will not be baited by your baffling riddles.
I'm not saying nothing
this week.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
I've run out of beer.
What I will say is nothing about that.
Yeah, no, he's having a go at it, ladies and gentlemen. He's failed miserably. I'll have none of it.
I'm a bit concerned because I haven't been asked the question. What's up with my fucking face?
It didn't come in this week.
No, it didn't. Which is fine. I'll leave that.
Yep.
I didn't have
Maybe
a witty
next week,
record.
buddy.
Yeah, indeed. Next week, we'll do that. We'll answer those questions.
Cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the Justice for Gamers podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. We would really appreciate some iTunes reviews. We are new fish when it comes
Fresh
to
bait.
iTunes. New kids on the block. We need all the help we can fucking get, quite frankly. So if you're a friendly soul who would be interested in writing some sort of iTunes review, even if it's just the word nice, in a sort of fast show style,
Or even
jobby,
just
then
okay. That's fine.
okay, fair to middling, all right, anything like that'd be fine. So yeah, that would really help us, get us up the rankings on iTunes, and we can start mixing with the big boys, because they think they're all that. And I got a newsflash for you, Water Cronkite. They aren't. So yes, until next week, thanks very much for listening, and it is goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Ash.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Justice for Gamers podcast with Ash and me, Alex. We release this every Sunday night, so you can preload it for the week ahead. To find out more, head to justiceforgamers.com, Facebook/JusticeForGamers, or Twitter @JusticeForGamer. If you have anything interesting to say, pop an email to contact@justiceforgamers.com, and if you could write us a review on iTunes, we'd be forever in your debt. Have a cracking week, and we'll catch you next time.